Let's go. Let's do Tridactyl stuff. Let's be Tridactyl people. Holy crap, Sky. You are in like Flynn. Look at this guy. Wow. Skywatch signal. Sky, if you ever want to come on the show, either video or audio, let me know. We can send you a link. That could be fun. I don't mind having people on. A lot of shows I have are kind of loosey-goosey. Put me on camera here because what do you really want to see right now but the face of an old man? I am sick of my own face. I am waiting for December 26th, as some of you may guess, to reduce this. Yes, the wizard must go to sleep for a bit, I think. Wow. So we do have some fun stuff. So I know the music, I was really good. I don't do shows, but thanks. LOL. Okay. That's fair. You're kind of here now, but that's all right. So yeah, music's awesome. I don't mind leaving it on. How's the level of that music? Can you hear me still and hear the music? Is it distracting? We can leave it on for distracting if I don't look at. I'm like Flint Dibble, who doesn't want to take his hat off for the. So I can do it this way and be like that. I can put it like that, or I can get my hat with my no brim on it. I can't really hear the music. So anyway, let's look at. It's good. Let's look at. I got a new scanner, a new DICOM reader. Because I got jealous because someone had a real promo one. He goes by the name Barry White. That's not his real name. Sometimes makes comments. Yeah, let's check this out. So we're going to start right off with the new scanner so you guys can see that. Let's see. Oh. Yeah. Can we get like a little bit of you, a little bit of me, a little bit of love in the breeze? Yeah, but see, when I do it that way, now I'm looking the wrong way. Don't you hate that? How about like this? Boom, chakalaka. All right, so here we got Louisa. This is called Slicer 3D, so you guys can get that for free if you have access to the scans. And so a lot of these they're similar. It's like using your mouse to like, yeah, Barry White, yeah. Barry White, not his real name. So he showed me some really cool scans, and I'm like, you know what? I don't have like that 3D slicing that he has. So I've been using it to try to find more larvae, and I mean, I don't know. I think the CT scans I have, the reader is good enough. But what we can do with something like this is we can spin her around up here, and I do want to talk about the skull because I feel like I made another hypothesis. And you know, I've been staring at the skull for too long. If you look at it long enough, you can probably see that it's too low just from the skull alone. And I didn't think too much of it, but I did keep it in the back of my mind. And looking today, instead of just fighting the scans, let's just look up the actual picture of the interior of the skull. Oh, it's opening in the Photoshop. That's one of the things that I forgot to fix, but that's okay. Let's see what happens when it opens in Photoshop. Okay, cool. So this is a similar view. We're looking at the skull, but we're now looking in the interior, and we can do it with the scans, but this is just easier. And look at this. These two like foci here, these two chambers where your brain would rest. It seems to be implying to me with those two skull structures, like having a dual, we have an occipital bump or occipital casing. It's like dual right here, which kind of makes sense because there is so much invertebrate parallels, so many invertebrate parallels with these creatures. So let's go back to our scan. Hopefully everything works well today, because when you have too many things open, you know, they start to slow down. So like right now, I find out too with at least with my system, if I zoom out, it's a less of an image to deal with, and I can use that to manipulate. So I'm just going to bring up Louisa here, move it a little bit. I'm just going to show you how we can just cut down now into the skull. Here we go. So we can do that. Then we can zoom back in. Do a little maneuvering. When I hold down my wheel, I can drag it. And there it is again. That same view. Now, what's also interesting with Alberto is Alberto had 2 dried masses. Why are there 2 cavities? There you go, buddy. Why are there 2 cavities, right? All you got to do is ask simple questions like that. Yeah, why are there 2 cavities? So, you know, some of these flatworms have these dual ganglion, which I guess are like primitive brains. And so this creature already has that invertebrate parallel of a worm-like gonoduct. So that means that esophagus that you think you see in the scans is not an esophagus. It's some sort of reproductive tube where the eggs are produced. So that would make sense, right? This is a skull, and that's the entrance right there. Gonoduct. Wow. Just going to look for more evidence. You know, AI's been great. You know, I heard someone scoffing once about that was using Chat GPT, but I was using it. I loaded it up with all my files so I could use it to ask questions and whatnot. Yeah, so Alberto, there was 2 dried masses. That said to me at the very beginning, oh, that's 2 brains. Yeah, bilobed is a good term for it. Bilobification. So that's exciting, right? Another real cool discovery. What else could we say about that? Well, we can play with the scans. So let's zoom out again. If we wanted to, we might want to take another look at that area from a different view. So I might tilt Luisa's head upwards. Let's zoom out to give us better control. Pull her down. We're going to turn her sideways a little bit, but let's cut off the side of her face. All right, maybe we don't need the sound effects. It's a little unprofessional. Respect Louisa. I'm not really cutting into her, guys. I do not want to get reports. I saw Jimmy Corsetti, and I'm trying to not do the drama, but I see Jimmy Corsetti saying he's going to report people to the, I don't know, the National Board of Archaeologists or whatever the organization was. But like, if you have a problem with Jimmy Corsetti, who do you send your complaints to? If I want it to be a Karen. Karen! What do we see from here? Not enough of anything, because I don't think I took off enough of the skull to actually get in there. I think we're seeing part of the ear bone in there. So yeah, I've been using this to get better views of the ear bone. Hey, let's take a little break with this. And I like to mix things up. I think we all have I have ADHD, I believe. Finally made a live stream. Okay. Thanks, Mark. Dream of Bilo vacation. Yes. Welcome to the live stream, sir. Of course, if you join the live stream, that means you will get a 1% chance to win a Josephina skull. I say 1%, but it's actually kind of greater than that. Are we inside the skull? But I was going to take a break from that. Oh, what is that? Is that the bone? What is that structure coming out there? See? The things you find. So anyway, great program for me. I'm definitely having fun. It's a little slow at times. A little slow. Let's stop sharing so we can take a break. And I'm going to go through some artifacts. So I do have some Hong Shang artifacts. I am super clumsy, so picking up any artifact is just it's insane for me. So I always try to double grip it and move slower than normal. So here's one. And again, this could be, when I show you things, I like to put it out there. This could be a fabrication. I don't know. I didn't fabricate it. I'm not trying to pass it off as an actual artifact and not knowing that it could be fabricated. You know, the ceramic looks a little modern to me on the inside, to be honest. So that's why I say that. I don't know. But nonetheless, it's still a good example of some sort of Mesoamerican motif of our water cats. And you can see also too that it does have some tridactylism. It has the ears creating that cordiform shaped face. We got Jared coming in saying happy Sunday. It's 7 o'clock. I'm taking over the In Search Of time slot. Do you guys remember In Search Of? In Search Of changed my life. That Bigfoot video, that Patterson video. Yep, I believe that is a real thing. When you see that leg muscle hit the ground. So we got some other Hongshan artifacts today. I'm not going to show them all at once, but you know, what if I showed you, since we're talking about heart shapes. So here's a Hongshan artifact. Is this a replica? This could be a replica. You know, it reminds me of some of the things you might be seeing today from these various sites claiming that they have alien archaeological artifacts. Why I say that is that these lines seem sort of shallow to me, and the fact that you can see the carved point makes me suggest that maybe this is a modern piece. You know, another reason why we're getting that heart shape, right? If that skull is bilobed like it is, and it is. We've been looking at it. I've been looking at it forever, and I just haven't said anything about it. Just what happens is, I realize even when looking at these scans, it takes time. Yeah, heart-shaped, cordiform. It takes time. So that's why I look at the scans every day. Every day I look at it, because you might just see something else. You just need that, and if it's like a video game in the back of your mind, your subconscious might be working on the problem still. Let's go back to our Louisa scan. Let's do a little bit more cutting in there and see what we got from her. Also, we can change there's some presets there. Okay, so we are in there. It's just hard to tell. So we can change the preset and hope that maybe you get more definition. The ear bone came out a little bit more there. So let's go ahead and those gray masses, that we might just got lucky. Is that gray mass the part of the ear, or is that a larval form? So we may have got lucky just now, guys. I like finding, oh, and is that a head there, or is that just pareidolia? Yeah, it's, you know, we can say pareidolia, but it's a pain in the ass when you look at their faces from the front, the older ones. Yeah, look at that. Look at that gray coloring and whatnot. Also, another thing I look for too. Look at this. Look at this. Let's see. I should screenshot that, because right there, we've got the dual complex. It looks like the parietal pineal gland. You see how those are reflective? That's because they're high in calcium, so they're going to reflect the scan. Hey, see? That's why we do this stuff live, because I am a professional actor, so I could be faking my excitement just for you, but you're not paying me, so I don't think I'm going to fake it, right? Fake it till you make it. I'm just going to do a quick screenshot here. I could do it the old-fashioned way, and look at that. I screwed up everything. Ah! See? Don't. Take Grandpa off the controls. Boy, where the hell am I now? I flipped all the way around. Oh, but look, it's also good just to remember that spot too, because, and I think there's a screenshot button right up top I could have just took. Let's get back in there. Yeah, but I wanted the shot where I saw the little glands. I can see a little bit, right? See, it's acting a little wonky. That's good enough, I think. I think it's one of them. I mean, I can look for it again, obviously, right? Why don't I just grab this screenshot here? What does this do? Screenshot. See, you don't have to move around stuff. Anyway, I do suggest that's probably a larval form. They do seem to like the, there must be some juicy meat around the ear bone or something. And is this whole thing of them eating their mother's flesh, is the flesh eating in the skull intended? I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Pineal gland equals super glue and bird shit. This is dope. Yeah, I mean, obviously, right? That's what people, they say this is, what do they say? You know, this is dolls, right? And what the hell? I mean, I can't even with the doll people anymore. I mean, I'll say freely that might not be a larva, but why is it a larva? Well, look at the coloration is different. And look at, there's what I'm suggesting. There's my parietal pineal gland. Those things show up. Those things show up in the scan, and there's two of them together. Beautiful. Okay. Hey, let's go ahead and take another break. Let's look at another, I say break. Let's look at some more Hong Shang that we may not have seen before. I call this one, yeah, doll's my ass. What the hell kind of doll? I said new pineal gland Barbie. Right? Let's, how do we get rid of that? Stop sharing. Yeah, that's what I say to a lot of people. Okay, so this one I called the, I don't know if I pronounce it right. I always say it wrong. The Brazilian name, the Vahinha. Whoa, I always forget he comes off. He's green, so it doesn't show up. Let's see if I got a blue screen handy. Let's see. That's funny. I thought I had a blue screen. Let's see. Or a master shot, maybe. Let's see. There you go. All right. Yeah, I call this one the Vahinha one. Now, there is the tale of the police officer that was injured when he collected that body. I think he got sick and died. And I think people wanted to suggest, let's see, where's the larval thing? The purple blob? Yes, the purple blob. Let's move in a little bit. If someone's asking, we'll kick another. There we go. Yeah, the purple blob. So it is a sort of serpentine eel-like creature. And so its head is this way. It looks like we have an eye here on the side, and looks like we have the parietal and the pineal gland on top of there. Again, there's lots of these different larvae, so we can look for others. I know there's larvae in the skull. Oh, I didn't even show that. Never mind. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. What's this guy saying here? Pineal gland Barbie. How can people think these are not real? I guess you know what happened. This is this is an important part, I think, of this whole narrative, guys, which is that some serious either propaganda or Dunning-Kruger, idiocracy, something like that happened. And this is going to be like a case study, I think, for years to come on just the sociological aspect of not believing what the hell we saw. Why would it be outside of the skull? That's actually inside the skull. We're looking at, here, let's go back to that. I should probably just leave it up while I'm talking, right? Okay, I'm gonna leave my green screen up too. So yeah, so right here, did I draw on this one? Sometimes you can draw on these too. So again, this is an eel-like head facing upwards. This looks like an eye here, and looks like a parietal and the pineal gland, these dual photoreceptors that we've noted before. Another thing too that might be a little clue if you are going to get into the hunting is that the vertebrae always seem to appear like little God, I don't know how you describe them, like little those little candy dots. They're like they're little knobs, I guess you'd say, little white knobs, because the bones of the spinal cord are reflecting. You may see their chest reflect too because of the furcula that comes out. Yeah, I mean, it's and here's the thing, I hate to talk shit, but Mr. Josh McDowell was on recently, and he is the lawyer who is the son of the forensic officer, and he kind of just reiterates some of the same lore. I'm trying to broaden our minds here and broaden our research. Let's just say you don't believe me that that's a larva. Maybe it'll force you to go into that skull, and maybe you'll find something. And again, looking in the back, just so everybody knows, guys, that is the ear capsule there. So it alludes to a being that's living underwater, which of course, they found salt minerals in their skull, which alluded to saline beginnings. So I don't think that saline's just the ocean, though. I think it's likely the salt lakes of the Himalayan plateau. So I got more green guys. Since we got the green screen up, let's go through all our green Hongshang artifacts, see what we got. Okay, here's another little dragon man here. Does he have Tridactyly? You tell me if he's got Tridactyly. Does he does he solve your Tridactyly? And then you have to ask yourself, real? Is this some sort of greenstone jade? Real or fake? Here's another one, a nice green jade here. Oh, I better hold this one. He's a beauty. Look at this little gremlin. Look at the head. I don't know, man. That color of jade, I don't know, man. That says to me, I think this guy might be real. Look at that rostrum, that maxillary plate. I was calling it the isosceles maxillary plate, but really it's a rostrum. It's a beak. They got beaks. Yeah. More green guys. Let's do more green guys. Now, this is the ones where I really start thinking, how could these possibly be real? Guys, what is this? Maybe you might even know this. What is this? Like epoxy or something? Did they make this in a mold? This one, I just question whether this is real. Now, I say that, but then there's a guy online who collects these Hongshang crystal tubes. Bizarre looking. Bizarre. And he said you can find this stuff. So maybe this is real. I don't know. It just seems weird to me. It's like they're like these, they look like gummy bears, right? Tridactyly. Yeah, if you do share stuff, please share, because that's the whole goal here, right? Why am I here? I'm here to sell t-shirts. No. That being said, that's a nice segue to our store. Dun, dun, dun. I'm here to sell t-shirts. You guys can go to Tridactyls.com. We are one of the original sites, original English sites. We came a little after alienproject.com. We got all the best aliens. Okay? But they're not aliens, are they? I call them ancestors. So if you go to our store, you can see a bunch of our brand new cool product. Like we've got the new xenomorph, also known as the, what's it called? They call them insectoids, which, I mean, I guess isn't that bad when you consider all the invertebrate traits. Okay, yeah, they're kind of insectoids, right? But, you know, when I hear the word insectoid, I expect a little more from my insectoids. Like, for one, 2 extra arms would be nice, right? So where's that new art? Anyway, that's the new art. You can see it right here. It's a Suye type. And what we've done is we've got a type with my speculative design. This is not AI. This is actual art. And we commissioned an artist. It's the same artist that did our larva predation, where we show larva on larva action happening with one larva attacking the other, right? There's our larva predation. You can get that in the store. And again, one of the reasons I do this is not because I'd be a t-shirt merchant. It's just I want everyone to be a part of the phenomenon. And what better way to do it than to buy a t-shirt with cool stuff on it. Well, we got these guys up here. So let's see. Let's look at some more. Here's another Dragon Man. Classic sort of Dragon Man pose. Tridactyly. Again, it's that weird. I never show these because, well, one, the green doesn't show up. But it's that weird epoxy. I'm like, are these real? So I just went through all the green ones I have. I mean, they're classic Dragon Man poses. If you look at the Hongshang Dragon, look at those cranial ridges. Wild stuff. Wild, wacky stuff we got going on over here. So, well, what else do we want to talk about? We wanted to get into the symbolism. I do see people are talking about archaeology nowadays because there's the talk of the UFOs being found as archaeological digs. I tell you what, I'm starting to wonder more about the German World War II Germans going to the Himalayas, and didn't they go to Antarctica? I'm starting to think that maybe they did know something. If you watch my thread, I suggest Tolkien knew something, and maybe Tolkien did the right thing, and he just concealed all his knowledge in the fiction so no one thought he was a nutter like myself. All right, I feel like we wanted to talk about the body of Victoria. So why do we want to talk about Victoria? I think Victoria, or specimen number 4, I think they know that one of the separated heads is hers. Now, in my opinion, that separated head has a carving in the skull. I think some of the researchers are just very conservative, and I think I have a benefit of not just being an archaeologist, but being a creative, and I think I can see things perhaps a little differently. So, I'm not to toot my own horn, but sometimes I do have to explain it to myself, like, why me? Well, I think I had people an advantage. All right, so check out, here's a nice close-up of one of the decapitated skulls. I think, I'm not sure the, sound check. Sound check, huh? Sound check, Ed. You having trouble hearing me? Let's see, can I check on myself here? How's everything going? Music a little loud? No, you said sound check. Anyway, can you hear me okay? All right, so we have one of the heads here. I think now there's some confusion on the testing. I see. Okay, yes, it helps if I use the mic too. Thank you very much. I think they did test this because I saw that it said a skull, and it seems that it's similar to Victoria. I'm not positive, but look at this up here. I've been staring at these little shapes for a long time, and I'm starting to understand what they are. So are these skulls filled in? That looks like a cordiform shape right there. Now, before you say, hey, pareidolia, what it's looking like the larvae are doing, the larvae are rasping their way through the brain, well, what left of it, I suppose. They're rasping their way through the skull and the flesh of their mother, and they may be attempting to escape, which maybe that's what they're intended to do, but perhaps the diatomaceous earth thwarted them. Anyway, their faces are leaving imprints, and that could be one of them. But really, I wanted to talk about what I suggest is a carving right here. I suggest, I always got to remember this switch. Yeah. How's everybody doing out there? I think we did enough Hongsheng artifacts today. Checking our time. We'll probably be doing the Tridactyl head giveaway here in a second. That's a Josephina skull. Well, it's a model. I honestly think it's half its size now that I'm looking at the scan. So we got to make them even bigger. We got to make it bigger. So here we're looking at the head again, the skull, boom. And I suggest that there is a carving here of what resembles to me a Greek letter A. Huh. But in Chinese also, that has a meaning. And that combined with a square symbol means something like beginning and ending, a sort of alpha and omega. Oh yeah, vampire larva. I popped out a larva yesterday. Okay, so it's Gmail user. I don't know if they even read that, but I guess it's funny. But so yeah, what do you think? Is that a carved letter? is it related to the being's name? So the alphabet, our alpha letter is an A, but it's also a head, isn't it? I hope you know that. It is a head. It is a head. It's supposed to be an oxen head. And oxen are not bulls. Oxens are gelded. They've had their lower extremities removed. So, is this being our alpha being? And is our letter A only in that direction because it represents a head removed? Oh man, I must have hit the button by accident. Sorry guys, I don't even know how that happened. That's wacky. Huh. Okay, sorry about you guys are here. Just music. We're looking at Victoria. We're gonna wrap this show. Obviously, I'm getting a little punchy towards the end of the show here. So, Victoria, I suggest, I've been following this, what's called the Seated Gods constellation. The Seated Gods, you may know better as Ophiuchus, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, the Serpent Bearer. Well, what I suggest is part of this myth, that this being represents another being in Chinese history called Gun and Yu. And when Gun was executed for not properly handling the flood correctly, Yu was said to have been born from the body of Gun. Now, going back to our Alpha and our Sumerian ties, if we go back to Alpha, and in the Sumerian language, it's good, G-U-D. It could be any vowel because they don't really put the vowel there. So it could be good or gid or gad or maybe some other vowel you could think of. Yeah, I think I bumped the button before. So I think Ophiuchus is Victoria. I think the ancient Chinese language depicts this being seated and this being with its head missing. And I think this being might be the most important specimen in the history of humanity, and I call it the Seated God. Okay, here we get to share something with Gmail user. This is all new to my wife and I, and we love your channel. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so if you are new to this, these bodies were found in 2015 in Peru. They were brought to the Ikari Institute and what became known as the alien-project-.com. Everyone should go to the alien-project.com. They have the scans you can interact with. They have the videos that you can fast forward and slow down and pause. You can do all that yourself. I initially started as an intermediary, just fulfilling my role that I played at the museum, which was the education director and in charge of Family Day and all these sort of fun things. And I just tried to do all that. I felt there wasn't enough research I thought they were going to start pouring out research for us, and I would just be sharing and sharing and sharing. But that didn't happen. So I found so much crazy archaeological connections. I was like, hey, people ain't going to believe the archaeology stuff unless we make sure you understand what these things are. And they are proto-amphibians, basal tetrapods with invertebrate parallels. What kind of invertebrate parallels? They have a gonoduct that runs from their skull to their cloaca. Talk about shit for brains, huh? That's suggested by other researchers that I'm piggybacking off of. You know, people say there's no science been done. They have tubular hearts. These tubular hearts don't act like ours with like a pumping motion. It's like a wave. Here we go. So here's someone offering a different thing, nothing in the fossil records to indicate they evolved from here. Oh, really? Oh, really? Well, then tell me this, Mr. DJ Moonchild. Why do they have a bird-like furcula, a crocodilian rib, a worm-like heart, a amphibian-like metamorphosis, a parietal pineal gland? You know, all these things that we have here on Earth. Can you provide evidence, DJ Moonchild, that they came from somewhere else? Because I can provide evidence that they're from here. Okay? And that's what we're doing. So I'm glad to have a skeptic on for a change. And the other thing is, you want to talk about the sky. If you were a primate living in the Mega Lake Gobi region, where monsoons and subtropical climates reminds you of your primate home, and meanwhile, our cultural civilization is hailing from somewhere in the Himalayan plateau, where it appears as though a proto-language and culture may be spreading out. So you're saying you really ain't like similar life can't evolve elsewhere. You see, you're going with a hypothetical, a speculative. You're saying it could be from somewhere else. I'm saying the evidence is suggesting they're from here. You see the difference? You're going with your personal opinion and belief. I'm providing evidence that they have terrestrial capabilities. And not only that, but all of our ancestors, as you mentioned, suggest that they are our ancestors. They are the mother goddess. They are fertility. Yeah, I mean, maybe they're from a galaxy from far, far away, from 500 million years ago, but they came to Earth 500 million years ago. So, I mean, what does that make them? Does that make them alien? Yeah, you're yapping out your ass. I'm glad to have a skeptic here. So I just want to demonstrate. So he's just saying, what this person's doing is they're putting out that there's doubt. They're saying, well, they could be from somewhere else. And okay, yeah, they could be. They sure as heck could be. But is the evidence indicating that? No, not yet. Not yet. I hope you're right. But again, if they came here 500 million years ago, it's like, when does someone get to be calling themselves a local? Exactly. All right. Let's do a Tridactyl head giveaway. What do you guys think? Are you down? Let's take a look at our list. Let's take a look at our list. Yeah. Oh, I see what's happening. So, you guys ever like hide your toolbar and then the toolbar wants to play hide and seek? Oh, someone just wrote, I see someone wrote me break legs. Thank you if you're watching. I appreciate that. We're going to share the next screen, our Roll20 screen, which I just wrapped my D&D campaign today. So that'll be a nice break. Let's see here. Okay, we got that up. We also need our numbers. Yeah, it's like, don't force the alien thing if it's not there. I mean, the way I see it is we've made some missteps, you know. Perhaps even calling it the Alien Project was a misstep. Perhaps calling them insectoids and reptilians were missteps. Perhaps calling Maria the genus Homo was a misstep. So I'm here to try to make things right. How many actual archaeologists are working on this right now? I don't know. How many people have written detailed reports of what they think they are? I'm not here to toot my own horn. It's just that there's a lot of weirdness going on. So you get annoyed. you get annoyed. It's like, yeah, thank you. I want to thank all you guys that showed up today and share this. That's all it's about. And yeah, people can make their own decisions, but we're at least here to provide some sort of, at least a baseline to go from. I don't know. Is absence evidence of absence? No, but if you look at the skulls of, if you look at homolongi skulls, they're really not that different than a tridactyl skull as far as the supraorbital arches go. These things have primate DNA in them. So, I mean, does that mean they came afterwards? I think it's just a continuous, and this is in the myth of the Dogon people, and this is in the myth of the people of the Bon, I believe, religion of Tibet. It's a continuous backlogging, backcrossing, where the dragon mother, mates with the next generation. Then that generation goes out, has children. She mates with another hybrid. These hybrids then go out and they mate with the previous version. And we keep doing this over and over again. So we have a little bit of tridactyl DNA in this, and a bunch of primate that might even have some pig or some other stuff in it. Yeah. Follow the guy Gene McCarthy on Twitter, man. Yeah, he's the guy with the pig theory, that we're part pig, and then there's the aquatic ape theory. All these things are starting to make a little more sense. Okay, so we do got some numbers here. I even want to give DJ Moonchild a chance to win. He can pick a number. Who else is here? Mark Grawl, if you're still here, you can choose a number. Here's some more from DJ Moonchild. Yeah, so you can see the open numbers there if you guys want to choose one. Especially Mark. Sky already has one coming to him. I mean, Gmail user, I guess, too. Gmail user. Blitzky in Science. Give everybody a chance. Whatever numbers are available there. So 95, 84, 87, 47, 49, 30, 31, 74. Yeah, you can see as I get a good chance to win every week. Okay. Well, luckily we keep it for video purposes. Carl, your tridactyl head was mailed. It said it'd be like 2 weeks. Hopefully it gets there. If it doesn't, I might just send out files instead. Okay, let's see what we got here. Lloyd, you haven't won yet? All right. And we got 84 is taken. Did you want 85, Gmail user? I really have to make it a point to make these heads this week, especially if someone... What's your shop's website? My shop's at tridactyls.com. And again, we've got 2 great artist pieces there. I wanted to capture... The idea is not just to make it available for you guys to take part in, but to capture actual elements of the theory and put it in a visual. So yeah, I gave Suye on her spinal eminences, we gave her exterior gills. And I might be seeing those in the scans too, but very faint. Okay. 85 for Gmail user. And if you guys win, you can email me at ed@tridactyls.com. Okay, here we go. You guys ready? I think we got everybody for today. Awesome. Let's get the roll going. 87. 87 is a loser roll. We got to roll again. That's already been done. That's going to happen more and more. We're going to have to get patient unless I come up with a new system, because I lost the roll screen now. Damn it. Okay, everybody go home. We lost. There it is. Let's roll again. And we're on roll20.net. Great for playing D&D or other role-playing games. Lucky 13. That sounds like a number that was already called also. Why don't you just leave everything up, Ed? Why do you keep closing crap? AW. Oh, God. I don't even know who that is. AW. That's awful. Well, I'm going to count that. I don't know. I feel like that was recent. Didn't somebody just say that? Well, I think we'll have to leave it at AW for now. I'll just put it with Sarah B here. AW's our winner. If we get in touch with AW, we get in touch with AW. If not, no big deal. We roll again next week, and hopefully somebody wins. Thank you all for watching. Eventually, I hope to make the Tridactyl heads, Josephina, available more easily to people. But for now, it's yeah, I need a beer now. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, DJ Moon, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for your controversial comments. Why are they so desperate to hybridize with us? Why didn't they take over our planet? Because there is no they and them. It's us. They're the constant companions. They are the constant gardeners. Congrats, AW. Yeah. I feel like they were just here recently. I don't know. Cheers. Awesome. Good stuff. Live long and prosper, everybody. There's more stuff. Keep an eye on my page. I always try to post something biological and something cultural. This is the Rizzle Dizzle Constant Companion Theory. We were never alone.